Google Pixel Watch. So we've actually had a big leak on the Pixel Watch. This comes from John Prosser on Front Page Tech. Now, Prosser claims that he was given some marketing materials from a source within Google. The source didn't want these images shared directly, so they have made some renders based on this marketing material, which I would assume would be pretty accurate, right? Now, in the renders, they look very good, so great job on the renders. And then, we can see that it's circular design, right? We have no buttons. It looks like we've just got a crown. Likely to have a heart rate sensor, of course. According to Prosser, Google will offer around 20 band options. There obviously will be likely to be loads more with third parties coming as well. And it's likely to debut sometime in October. So, okay, the smartwatch space is getting interesting. We recently had the OnePlus Watch, right?
Yes.
I just got it the other day. E's got it on with him right now. Let's start off initially, because while we're on this topic, what are your thoughts on the OnePlus Watch so far?
It's very basic. It's a watch that gives you notifications. I can respond, do things, but there's nothing. Honestly, there is no wow factor for me. I'll put it that way. It is a nice watch, but it isn't. And I dare I say that I have no wow factor for smartwatches. I've lost faith in smartwatches a long time ago, including the Apple Watch. I do not like any of them because they just
but I mean,
the promise has been failed.
Yeah, that's but I mean, moving on to the Pixel Watch. So the OnePlus Watch, I mean, I'm still holding my reservations because I've only had it for a couple of days. But the Pixel Watch, I mean, the design I do like. It looks like it's got quite a slim profile, which is something that I like on a watch generally, right? I like that.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Skagen watches, right? A little bit.
I'm a huge Skagen watches are my thing. I love the slim profile, and that's something that I just kind of think that just looks sleek rather than something that kind of bulks out. So I quite like that from the renders anyway. The straps kind of remind me of Apple Watch straps. Obviously, it's something that we're kind of seeing a lot. It's pretty much kind of like consistent now everywhere now, right? But I mean, Wear OS, do you think is going to have some major impact on the Pixel Watch?
That is my biggest concern. Again, I think design and hardware. There are two things that are really important for the Pixel Watch. Is the software. What is the evolution of Wear OS? Have they done something dramatic? And the second thing is the processor. Are we going to have a custom CPU in there, because we now know that Google is going to make a custom CPU for their smartphones. Are we going to see some version of that in the watch? Because if those two things are new, right, I think it's going to galvanize a lot of people to be like, okay, new Wear OS or what, new Watch OS at this point, right? You call it that or something, and you're going, okay, this is something different. That's where my own concern is with those, because I think on the hardware side, Google can make some really nice companion hardware, in terms of build. So I'm really cool with the hardware. I'm just concerned that can they deliver the software promise, which they haven't delivered yet.
So far. Yeah, I mean, there's a few months. Maybe they'll have some time to kind of put something together and really push. I mean, if they're making their own Pixel Watch, I'm sure they'll be putting a lot of R&D behind it. And hopefully, I mean, I'm trying to be positive, but we'll see. October is the rumored time. It might be delayed, knowing Google.
Yeah, I'm glad you're optimistic. I'll be the Debbie Downer here. I'm the one who's kind of like, you know what it is with me and smartwatches. Remember the first Galaxy Watch was the Samsung watch, the very first ad that Samsung dropped for their smartwatch years ago, and they had like the Star Trek walkie-talkie and all that stuff, and there were so many things that they showed in that ad that no single smartwatch, even the Apple Watch, none of them do that today. And for some reason, I'm still stuck at that promise, and I'm here, and I'm like, you guys have not delivered on the promise. That's where I am. So I'm waiting.
Fair enough. I feel you. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to hear the full podcast episode, then that will be linked down below. And if you want to see more clips like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf Speaks, and I'll see you next time.